Rhino rounds. I got Calypso soul. Yeah, I'm from TNT. Shout out to Calypso Rose. I never flip no codes, but I know they listening for every time I switch my flows. I had to trip abroad. I had to go hard just so I could get the vlogs. I ain't never flipped, of course. Can't say you winning if you never take the loss. I see the beast inside. I fight the reaper off every time I sleep at night. I know the face is fake. Every time I turn my back, I see the face they make. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. Remember when they Christmas missed us? We ain't never fit and had to keep our distance. They ain't think we smart, so they tried to trick us. Had to strap in just to fight resistance. Why every time I do my thing? Why every time I move they swing? Why every time I lose my mind? Why they be trying to stop my shine? Why every time I win they? Why they be watching every move I make? Questions and answers that I'm not sure. What you can tell that my heart's not pure. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. My purpose, yeah. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. Searching. I just don't know. Finding my purpose, but I'm for certain.
And as we always say, we have music for everybody, one place and one place only, right here on your Culture Crazy Radio, WCK 90.1 FM, and today is no different. I have the man K Bishop in studio with me. Good morning and welcome, my friend.
Hey, good morning, man. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm here to fighting the flu, but pushing through.
That too shall pass.
Yeah.
Tell us about this vibes here, man.
Yeah, man. This particular track was produced by Mark Dingwell out of Anomaly Studios in Vistabella. It was actually pitched for a TV show in the United States, but we're not sure if it will go through or or not. So we can't really talk about.
Hope is there.
Yeah, hope is there. This is actually not the first situation because I had a song this year actually placed in a TV show called Shackles and Chains. The song is called Shackles and Chains. The TV show is a TV show called Underground, produced by John Legend.
All right.
The show is a Sony Pictures show, TV show. Earlier this year, that happened, and the same episode that song was in was actually the same episode alongside Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, and John Legend himself. Had songs in that particular TV show, so that was a good look for me.
Congratulations,
yeah.
man.
Thanks, man.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
So now this is the famous question. People always ask, why rap? Why Trinidad? And why not soca? Why not Calypso? Why?
Yeah, and I could actually answer that. Growing up in the 90s, I'm an late 80s baby. So growing up in the 90s, basically listening to the radio, all you heard was 80 to 90% of the music was from foreign.
Right.
Was hip hop and reggae, dancehall. So I kind of gravitated towards that, being exposed to that mostly. You used to hear soca and calypso around carnival time, and I also saw it as one of the art forms. Well, soca was basically to me kind of one track at that time. Hip hop and reggae and dancehall. You could actually express yourself and address issues, certain issues. You know, Calypso does that, but growing up, being younger, growing up at that time, Calypso was more seen as a older person, a more mature genre. So, you know, I gravitated towards hip hop just to be able to express myself, you know, and is multidimensional. Soca is going in that direction where, you know, people on different topics now, you know, but it wasn't that way back then. So that's why, you know, I gravitated towards rap music.
How long have you been doing this?
I have been rapping, I would say, for about 16 years actually, but taking it seriously only about the last 4 or 5 years.
Right.
You know, so I've learned to rap. You know, I was always good, but I used to sound like other people. People I would listen to, like Nas and Lil Wayne and artists like those. And in the last 5 years, I stopped listening to hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah, so I stopped listening to hip hop, stopped listening to rap, and developed my own sound. You know, so I had to really take the time to really, you know, find myself and find my voice and address the issues that I wanted to speak about and not somebody else.
What was the cause for the change, though, where you say, okay, I am seriously looking at this art form as something to propel me as an individual, as an artist?
All right, so in about 2013, you know, I took a trip to New York, and I was there 2013, 2014, and this was around the time when the Eric Garner and the Mike Brown situation happened with the police being killed by the police and whatnot. And actually, every time I see issues like that, I would be like, it would touch my soul. You know, somewhere in my soul would be touched. So I actually was like, you know, I've been rapping so long, you know, let me actually talk about something. You know, let me actually use my voice to be able to express views of people that probably not heard. You know, and I'm from a little place called Princestown, you know, South Trinidad. So, you know, from a village called Six Company, off of Princestown, and you always hear bad things. You know, you always hear news highlighting, you know, bad things out of there, and you know, there are good youth there. So I just want to be able to use my passion to fulfill my purpose. You know, to express, you know, different views from the youth there.
All right. Fair enough. What's the next step for you, though? We are, you say you're awaiting word on where this song is going to do, left or right, but what's in the pipeline for you?
Right, so this song is part of a 6-track EP.
All
Right, I released the 6-track EP on Thursday.
Okay.
So on Thursday, it's actually on the iTunes charts as we speak in Trinidad. The EP, it peaked. Well, as far as I know, it peaked at 17 on the overall iTunes album charts, and at 5 yesterday when I checked, it was number 5 on the iTunes charts. Hip hop albums, and overall it was 17 on the hip hop iTunes charts. So next, after continuing with this, promoting this, you know, next is to put together like visuals, you know, and actually pushing out videos and promoting more of the other songs as well as this one. You know, I'm talking to a cinematographer right now to actually build the brand awareness and take it as fast as it could go, you know, Trinidad, internationally, everywhere.
How easy it is for you as a rapper? Is it free flow? Is it you put pen and paper? How?
I don't write a lyric.
Wow. Okay.
I don't.
There we go.
Because I've been practicing so long in hip hop, I don't write down lyrics until I am finished with the song, and I actually have to write it down for publishing purposes and, you know, to register it and whatnot, which is painstaking for me actually, because
The song changes every time? Is it?
no, actually, it's a funny story, right? If I have a beat and I create a song right now, I would sing that song in my head, rap that song, and I would put that beat down for months, weeks, months, sometimes maybe even a year.
All right.
And when I revisit that beat, nothing recorded, when I revisit that beat, if I can't remember what was on that, what I was saying, then I always say it wasn't supposed to be there because a song is something supposed to be memorable. So I have lyrics in my head from beats, and when I pick up these beats or whatever, months after, the flow just it's just there. So that's how I actually create music. This particular song though was actually done in one session, one day. It was when I got the brief for the pitch. It was like a weekend thing. It was like the guy emailed the company emailed me from about Thursday. I read the email Friday, and he was like, he said what they were looking for, and by Saturday I was in the studio with Mark, and the song was done, and it was just a mix and whatnot, So that's how I create. I find for me, writing inhibits me, because when you're writing is structure, so it's better for me to say what I feel. The beat actually tells me what to say. I say the beat talks to me and tell me, hey, this is how you're supposed to say this. This is what you're supposed to say. So that's how I create music actually.
Why Calypso Soul?
All right. I heard a lot of old people always give. They had a particular growls about artists like Drake and other artists, hip hop artists that are not from Trinidad or not from the Caribbean, using these same Caribbean calypso, soca, even reggae flavor in the instrumentals and the beats in the production, and not giving paying proper homage, to the Caribbean artists and calling it other things. So me being from here, I said, you know what, me doing this and the production, if you listen to the production, it has that Caribbean flavor, it has that beat to it. I said, you know what, I will name this Calypso Soul. I will name this Calypso Soul because that's the root of the whole production. Because even in the brief, they were like, this is what they were looking for. That kind of Caribbean vibe flavor. So, I said, you know what, let me name this Calypso Soul because people always complaining. So there's no artist from here actually giving, props where props is due.
Well said, my friend.
Yeah.
So let's take a taste. This one is called Calypso Soul. Mr. Keith Bishop.
Right no rounds. I got Calypso Soul. Yeah, I'm from TNT. Shout out to Calypso Rose. I ain't never flip no codes, but I know they listening for every time I switch my flows. I had to trip abroad. Get the blogs. I ain't never flipped, of course. Can't say you winning if you never take the loss. Inside. Every time I sleep at night, I know the face is fake. Every time I turn my back, I see the face they make. Searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. Don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. Just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. Remember when that Christmas missed us? They never fit in, had to keep our distance. They didn't think we smart, so they tried to trick us. Had to strap in just to fight resistance. Why every time I do my thing? Why every time I move they swing? Why every time I lose my mind? Why they be trying to stop my shine? When they, why they be watching every move I make? Questions and answers and I'm not sure. But you can tell that their heart's not pure. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. I just don't know when I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain. I just been searching, yeah, finding my purpose, yeah. I just don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm for certain, yeah. Finding my purpose, yeah. Don't know. Finding my purpose.
All your vibes on more one place and one place only. Culture Crazy Radio, WSTK 90.1 FM. Tell us how this is developed. Is it you? Well, you say you get the beat and then you do the lyrics. So you go to the studio and what? Tell us the
Right,
tell us
so,
how that is, how you do that.
So when I hear, well, this particular song, we were in studio creating.
All right.
You know, so I had the idea for what this song because of the brief and what they wanted me to follow, or they wanted that flavor. You know, that pitched the idea to Mark, and we just locked in the studio for that night, and we just created. You know, we feed off of each other. You know, just the vibes basically. So that's how this one in particular was created. You know, just feeding off of the vibes in the studio, bouncing ideas, and Mark is phenomenal. Yeah, he's a genius.
Where is the studio?
Vista Bella. Vista Bella, yeah. Yeah,